This is Tanner Gray, also known as Topsail Tanner. I'm standing here at the, not quite the most southern point, but the most southern access you can get. Down here is also known as the point of the south end, or conserve the point. There's some great parking down here. Topsail Beach, it's the last of the 3 beaches that does not have paid parking, which makes it very popular. Topsail Beach is also known for its beautiful, clearer waters than the north end, and the reason why is because there's no river like New River flowing out. It's ocean water coming in, ocean water coming out. That's why a lot of people, locals as well, like to go across the inlet, which is New Topsail Inlet, to what's called as Lee Island. Lee Island's where a lot of locals park their boats. They like to hang out, barbecue for the day, et cetera, et cetera. Property-wise, this is kind of the mix between residential and commercial. Surf City is known as the commercial. As we discussed in a previous video, North Topsail Beach is known as mostly residential. You might hear in the background right now, we've got some work going on for some dredge work. They're renourishing the beach, and they do it in a different way as North Topsail Beach does. North Topsail Beach, like I said, brings in sand. They actually pump it from the inlet here, use pipe systems, and get it back to this side. This is the leeward side of the island, which also means it naturally grows continuously. As of right now, this is still a bird sanctuary, so a lot of people like to come down here, like to fish, including myself. When my son was a very young age, he actually caught his first fish right there. He was maybe 3 years old. We'll get back to that later. Fishing's another topic. You can find a lot of things, some benefits, some drawbacks. Drawbacks here are a lot of areas. There's only 2 areas that are not subject to this that are on septic systems. So septic systems, we'll get into that. That's a big thing, but it restricts the number of bedrooms and occupants can actually stay in the property. There's Queens Grant. Serenity Point also has its own wastewater management, so you don't have to worry about septic tanks. So that's the only 2 on South Topsail. South Topsail also has some of the most history here, and kind of show you what people like to walk the point, and then we'll get into the commercial area and show you that as well. A lot to offer here, a little bit of mix of both. So, you know, if you don't want all the nightlife or you don't want all the space of just residential, you can find a mixture here, a nice balance. As you can see, the clear water that I was mentioning to you, that's ocean water. We just got the wake from one of those industrial boats going through. One thing I wanted to mention to you, a lot of people get this confused about South Topsail. This is deep water that's dredged, so it's accessible for larger vessels. However, this is not the intercoastal waterway at all. This is just called Channels Bend. All the way across, you'll see houses there. That's the mainland. Right on the other side of this, between us and those houses, that's the intercoastal waterway, just to give you a heads up. So this is still great navigable water. It's just not the intercoastal waterway. One of the things I mentioned in a previous video about being the south end of the island is that we are on the leeward, which means this part of the island naturally grows, even though they are still doing beach renourishment. We're going to take a look and just see how wide the beach is. And obviously they got some pretty cool signs around here. I don't know who this guy was, but nice little things like this that people get to commemorate the people that helped develop this area. Let's take a walk up here. So, as you can see, how much wider this beach is, and the tide's comparable to the North Topsail video. It's a little bit higher tide, believe it or not. I mentioned to you about Operation Bumblebee and the towers that were built. We are actually standing at the most southern tower, which is the southernmost tower in Topsail Beach. This is one that's been converted into a house. It's the first one that was built, so you can go ahead and take a look at it right there. And we will have one more to show you in this video as well. There's one more in Topsail Beach. So I'm standing here in basically the majority of the commercial here at South Topsail, also known as Topsail Beach. Right back here, you can see the water tower. Right here is the fire station. There's also the assembly building of Topsail, which has a lot of history about the Operation Bumblebee. They actually have some cool missiles in there. They're not live, but you can actually rent out that building to have big events, weddings, that type of thing. Around the corner from here is Lewis Seafood, great place to get local seafood. The roller skating rink is right there. It's been there forever, as long as I can remember. There's a post office downstairs. There's the other tower that I was talking to you about, that has been a rental as long as I've known. It's been a residential rental. People still living in it today, as I believe. We also have a fantastic place for kids that has ice cream and miniature golf, little arcade type place. We have a great place to eat called the Beach Shop Grill. It actually has won some Wine Spectator Awards, believe it or not. And there's Lee's Marina, which offers a lot of charters and stuff for fishing and that kind of thing if you're into that. You have Southern Outfitters that's there. They restored the old gas station that was here. You know, so there's a lot of still history that they try to keep, even though we're progressing quite a bit in this area. We still want to keep it kind of local, granular, family-friendly, oriented beach place. That's a brief history of Topsail Beach, also known as South Topsail. Any questions or anything, hit me up below in the comment section here, and I'll be back at you. This is Topsail Tanner, and thanks for tuning in, and this is my island.